Aryk.
As the dead belong to me, so do you, Hades says. He speaks in the dark timbre of old stone and stagnant water. Persephone spits. Yet every night she feels another ghost pry from her of who she could have been when she was wild and innocent and young. Every moment that passes becomes a ghost, and Persephone realizes after half a millennium that she has as much power over the ghosts of her past as she does the shades of listless souls. When she sleeps, drifting off to the sound of black waters crashing on the banks of the underworld, she dreams of her ghosts, and each night she follows them deeper into her past.
Cori, maiden of the spring, sits in a meadow of daisies ringed with Dercina, weaving a rope of flowers.
Persephone rises in shadows and wind, a night flower unfurling. The dragon plant bends so far over that they all threaten to snap. Persephone approaches, calling to the girl, replying to the unvoiced question.
Who are you?
I am your ghost. I am called Persephone, and I am spoken of in whispers.
Cori ties a knot like a heart and pulls a daisy through.
Persephone stands beside her, unacknowledged, as sure as shadow and as solid. I've had enough of being loved. I would rather be feared, Persephone says.
The girl shivers, and the dragon plants begin to droop.
For a long time, the meadow holds its silence, and Persephone watches Cori with tender eyes as the scent of daisies fills her. The air itself seems to hold a barrier between Persephone and the ghost of whom she had once been, as though Cori and her meadow are nothing more than a mirage. Again, the queen of the underworld speaks. You are going to fall in love. I'm sorry. I cannot spare you that pain, my daughter of the spring. Persephone's composure cracks. Persephone, not so regal in the living world, not like her immortal youth and ghost barefoot in the eternal garden. Persephone stands barefooted as well, but her royal feet are cold and calloused as chiseled ice. To love is to die, she says, in a rasp like a sob. Remember this when you are world-weary and old.
Cori, sensing darkness, casts her eyes about. Gods can't grow old, she says, perplexed. She shifts on her knees, and the movement rustles Persephone's skirts.
No, I suppose not, Persephone says. But our natures can change. Listen to me. You are going to choose to stay, and I turn away so that it will not break my heart. Understand? I carry the ghosts of everyone I've ever lost tucked away beneath my heart. There is nothing left but the dead and the man whose queen I was to become. Hades' skeletal hands reach up Persephone's arms around her waist to encircle her back. His rage and his love are the same. They smolder and freeze, and his fingers, where they touch, burn skin.
I'm scared, says Cori.
You are a warrior, my dear. You will always be frightened, but you will always survive.
Persephone, says Cori, her voice trembling and growing firm and wild. I know you. Her fingers work to weave the crown of daisies on her knees, while her absent eyes follow the trails of Persephone's mourning gown.
I am dead to you, Persephone says, her voice rising in the cold, flat tones that become a queen of the underworld, like glaciers scraping across a stony land.
Cori flickers. The meadow flickers, daisies and dragon plants and distant slopes giving way to the barren crags of the underworld.
I yield for no one, Persephone continues. You will grow to never yield.
Cori stands, her girlhood summer dress fluttering about her small body. A fire lights in her eyes.
Persephone sees the flowers in her hair catching fire, the meadow ablaze, red lights flickering up the side of Olympus like its doom.
You're lying between your teeth, says Cori, like a wolf. I am also a queen of wild things, and I see what you've become. I can't stand how you speak like an oracle. You don't know my fate, or you would be silent and let me endure my own suffering.
The queen of the dead must be colder than the ghosts she rules. Pray to me when you have nothing but your immortal soul to keep you safe from the man who forces himself upon you. This is my warning.
I understand. You are my future, but you are not my fate. I will never be like you, and I will never yield. Corey's eyes burn like asphodel, daffodil, fires burning beyond the fog of hell.
Persephone turns away, tall and black and frigid, and the wind tugs her heavy skirts around her ankles. Her voice, when she speaks, is soft as September snow. Then I will tell you the truth. He plants me a garden. He tells me I taste of pomegranates when he kisses me, and carnations in full bloom. Oh, he is kind. Tell mother he is kind. And he will treat us well when he forgets he loves us. Persephone's eyes open, to dim lanterns in a sky darker still, to a heavy arm draped around her naked skin. She lies for a long time, gazing at the starless night. It is not so dreadful here, she murmurs. If you forget you are a warrior and remember only how you coped when you were. Persephone is the underworld's beating heart, and she will not yield. She takes Hades' hand and kisses the knuckles, and she leaves the bedside to ascend her throne.